Top of the night, everybody. So, the breakdown behind Tyson Fury is this, right? He said he was an Irish gypsy. So, when you study the history of the Irish gypsies, right? The Irish gypsies is a branch of the Romanian gypsies, right? And the Romanian gypsies come from Romania, right? They wanted the same, the Irish gypsies and the Romanian gypsies. So Romanians is the people from Vlad the Impaler, what we may know as Dracula through movies, right? So Vlad the Impaler was the Prince of Wallachia during the 1400s, 3 times. He ruled it like 3 different times. 1430, 1443, and then 1477, and then 1474, some shit like that. 1476. But anyway, he ruled Wallachia 3 times, Vlad the Impaler. If y'all know the history of Vlad the Impaler, his claim to fame was 3 things. He impaled people. He went to war with the Ottoman Turks, which was the Muslims that ruled the world at that time, and he tasted blood. He used to drink blood. There's different theories on him drinking blood, but one of the reasons why they said he drank blood is because the blood had a plasma in it that would soothe or pacify the sickness that he had. He had like a genetic disorder or something, right? The purpose of me even going into that, because I still wanted to go deeper on him licking Deontay Wilder's blood. So being that, he's professing the Irish gypsy thing and God and the Christianity, Vlad the Impaler, what we know as Dracula, his name was Vlad Dracul. And the reason why it was Dracul, because his father was a part of the Order of the Dragons, and Dracul means dragon, and the the Order of the Dragons was a radical Christian set, or Christian group, or Christian cult that went to war with the Ottoman Turks. So him with the licking the blood, and then saying he's an Irish gypsy, and then him saying his God is stronger than Deontay Wilder's ancestors. That was just basically him, for those who know history, saying he's a descendant of Vlad the Impaler, and he's strong, and he's this and that. But basically, Vlad the Impaler and them, they went to war with Hungary, and they went to war with Turkey, with the Turkish. Vlad the Impaler was like a real demonic, sadistic-minded individual. You know what I'm saying? When you get into the history of that. That's one thing. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk on was his gloves. They try to say, like right now, was what people were saying right now, like certain journalists and sports commentators, they saying that Tyson Fury might have had his gloves rigged up and probably had weight inside his gloves, because the gloves looked it loose on his fist. They wasn't real tight on his hand and on his fist. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Deontay Wilder can't fight. And I'm saying, I'm not making no excuses for him. I just wanted to go on the deeper history on Tyson Fury, so y'all could have a little more in-depth understanding of his deviant character and in ways, with the taste in the blood and all that sucker shit, right? Now, the third thing I wanted to elaborate on is Twitter, right? Twitter just made it legal for pedophiles to talk about their attraction to young boys or young girls and stuff like that. And they said it's permissible long as people is not exploiting it or harassing anybody. Like, y'all gotta check the document out. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram page, but that shit is like crazy. Twitter just made it permissible within their rules that pedophiles can express their likes or their attraction to young boys and young girls. The fourth thing I wanted to speak on, yeah, that Twitter shit is crazy. The fourth thing I wanted to speak on real quick was Harvey Weinstein, right? He was acquitted of 3 of the charges and found guilty of 2 of the charges out the 5. But the 2 charges he was found guilty of was like real minute charges, right? He might still get some time, but we don't know how it's gonna go. And the female who testified against him, she said he was an intersexual. So an intersexual is when a man has both private parts. When a man has a pussy and a vagina, but the pussy is more bigger, the vagina is more bigger than the penis. That's an intersexual. Now the hermaphrodite is when the male libido, the dick is bigger than the pussy. That's a hermaphrodite. So that's the difference between a hermaphrodite and an intersexual. An intersexual is when the meat is smaller than the vagina. The vagina is the main situation on the body, and the meat and the dick is little. And then with the hermaphrodite, the dick is big and the vagina is little. So the chick said Harvey Weinstein was an intersexual. He had both body parts, and she said he smelled real stink, like feces and piss. That can be because, according to theory or conspiracy theorists, or according to legend, they say the Baphomet followers indulge in eating feces, kids, blood and stuff like that, drinking urine and stuff like that. And the lady was saying, he's a real wicked man. He's dark, he's demented, he's evil. One of the reasons why he might be so evil also because the Baphomet is a symbolism of both sexes, male and female also. So, y'all do your own research and look into the Harvey Weinstein thing with the intersexual thing and, the case with him and the woman or whatever. She's probably going to pop up dead anytime soon or be missing or get cloned or kidnapped. I don't know what the fuck going to happen to that lady. But I commend her on her bravery for standing up. And Oprah and all of them supposed to have been a part of this Me Too movement, but it seemed like when Oprah and them campaigned it only worked against black men. And she never went for Harvey Weinstein because that's her friend. That's her and Gail's friend. But then her spiritual counselor, he wound up getting 7 years in prison for being a pedophile. I don't really talk about the Chinese nigga coughing, spreading coronavirus, fucking nigga on a bike. Zooming down the block on a bike. Chinese nigga doing a delivery. He coughing, not covering his mouth. Want everybody to be infected. Fuck this stupid ass nigga. But anyway, that's the thing with the Harvey Weinstein thing. That's number 4. So look into that. And then number 5, I advise everybody, to get more healthier, workout, switch your diet, and your intake, more black seed oil, more sea moss, a lot of water, a lot of alkaline foods. And I ain't no Dr. Sebi, so I don't know all the answers, but I know I eat clean. I try to abstain from sugar and salt, especially sugar, because cancer can live in sugary bodies, in acidic bodies. But there's other things out here they not telling you about, other diseases and viruses that's floating around right now that's worse than the coronavirus. They not telling you because I don't think they really want to panic, but people is dropping off quietly. So look into that, do your research, y'all. I'm about to sign off. Iron, intelligence rule over negative nonsense. Warlord, wisdom and righteousness is law over reckless decisions. Stay up like a cop, I holler back on my collar crack. We get up like sit-ups, train hard, fight easy. If you knew better, you'd do better. Summertime coming. Pick your shoes better.